Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach, and I'm going to work on, I think, the last thing for this MVP version of the source generator for NUnit as a test adapter. So long story short, I think what I'm going to do is not try to have what they call a generation time dependency. I really don't need it. I can just say if the attribute has the name test or test attribute and it's from an assembly called NUnit, then I should be good. Okay. And I'm going to check that first just to see what comes out the other end when I'm running this. So I'll just do that with my debug test because I can drive it that way. But then as long as I have the names right, then I also have to make sure that I'm going to grab all of the namespaces correctly for things that are in the object model. That I'm going to have as a normal package reference, what they talk about here. And based on what I'm reading here, this should just reference in the result and output, because they're going to need, if you're referencing this test adapter, you would need the object model thing showing up as a dependency or an assembly when you're running your tests, I believe, because, well, the generating code is going to need that. And I would assume that you would also be referencing NUnit anyway to write your tests. That's what I do right now, and then I reference the test adapter separately. Okay, so I'm going, yeah, I think, okay, fine. I really wish that all this analyzer, refactoring, generator stuff wasn't as complicated as this. You know, you do any other projects, and typically it's very straightforward, and this isn't. So little annoying that way. So we're going to try this approach and hopefully it will work. Now, I don't think I talked about this in the last episode, but I've done some more test runs, and which results is it? Yeah, I noticed that, if I ran it again, I was actually getting like 82 microseconds and only 2 microseconds for the do nothing one. It was like, there wasn't a lot of consistency. And that was when I was turning everything off and, whatever. I was like running one and then running it again, made it faster. It was really confusing. It was kind of an oddity to me. But at the end of the day, it made me say, this probably won't be as bad as I originally thought it would be. So the other thing is, I think I got the tab up here, well, apparently I haven't looked at this yet, but I'm going to soon, there's going to be a new incremental generator interface. And it allows you to define a finer grained approach to defining a generator. I think that means how often do you want it to run? There's some caching between fine grained steps. I don't know what that means, but I'm interested in looking at that because for something like rocks, I only want to generate a type, generate the types and stuff and members around a given type once, and then only change it if that type changes, or if nobody ever makes a call again or that type is deleted, or they don't do rock create anymore. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, but I want to see what this interface has to offer. And one of the things that I've read that I think it might do is allow you to say only generate like at build time. Don't keep generating at parts of the IDE process. And for something like this, that's probably what you would want, is to say, as part of this test project, now generate the discoverer and the executor and then go off, and that's it. You don't have to keep doing this. The only thing, maybe do that for the executor. The discoverer would be different. Okay, unless you're using live unit testing in Visual Studio, which I'm not sure how that works, and if it requires you then to, like, how does it play with the test adapter and telling you how to execute stuff? That's maybe where this eventing stuff comes into play that I've read a little bit about with the test adapter. I don't know. Again, this is a very just proof of concept thing, so I don't really want to go that far. But this is something I am going to be taking a look at just because I want to see what the improvements are with source generators. But let's go back and actually do this change. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to need Yeah, and if I do this, this is going to break the world. But what I'm going to do is basically say, I don't need this anymore. Okay. And then I definitely don't need this anymore. And I really shouldn't need this anymore either. I'm not making a package. I'm just making a project. Okay. Now, if I do this, what breaks? I'm expecting something to break because I no longer have reference to end unit. Okay. Actually, that was a mistake because if I come into here, where is this? Yeah, it doesn't know what end unit framework is. So I forgot a step that I just said I wanted to do. Okay. Which is to come into here in its tests and say test generator and say, for example, in this one, what happens when I say, why are you complaining about enumerable empty? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, rebuild. Now that the end unit is back in play, you should work. I wonder if this is no. This is kind of weird. This is .NET 6. You're referencing end unit. I am not sure. Let's look at the project list here. This is a little surprising. I didn't expect this to. It's all in the tests. I guess put in system link. Is that where it's coming from? Yeah. Okay. Whoa. What are you bragging about? What are you complaining about? Something is done weird here. I'm not sure what's going on here, but let's rebuild because this is a little bit, okay. What the heck? Why are you suddenly doing all this? Metadata file. Did they change something that now you don't get like all the name types? Huh. I wonder, well, maybe that's, I thought there were global include usings. I thought that was a thing. Maybe they've gone back on that. Where is this? Experimental tests. You don't know what thread is, but you do know what that is. I guess you need that now too. Weird. Yeah, and I think I'm just going to have to re-add namespaces everywhere. I was a little shocked by this, but I don't know. It could be that this was changed. You know, it could be that all this stuff was changed and that they're not. I thought there was like an include usings though that you could do, and then you would opt in. But I also thought that this was source generator test adapter. If I said like include usings, maybe they took that away. I don't know. This was all working before, so I don't know what the problem is. But I mean, I just did update to, this is preview 4 now, and this has release candidate 1, I believe, of .NET 6. So there might be some last minute changes that are going on where you have to opt into all these. Like they didn't take away global usings. They're just, you have to opt into it or something like that now. That's the only thing I can think of. Okay. This is just kind of a pain. And now you're going to want that. This is why I want global usings. Whatever. Why did you break stuff? But you know, it's a preview. You can't just assume it's all going to just work, you know. It's just a lot of them. If I say using system, no, it doesn't let you do it like across the entire project. Like everywhere you find it, just do it. You know what I mean? Not implemented. And now you should work. Yeah. Okay. So let's do this and say run everything. Okay, why would you bark with this one? Didn't I just do? Oh, that was the shared project, I think. I think that's me, because I copied this from the shared project. Okay. Now we'll rebuild again. I think I'm rebuilding. Are you rebuilding all your things? I thought I told you to rebuild all your things. And we're still not there because reasons. No. Yes. Build. Build all the things. Build succeeded. Okay. So we're back to that point. So let's come back here. I think let's put the breakpoint back on. Are we in? Now we are. Actually, where did I want to do that in the generator? Oh, for God's sakes, just... Oh yeah, it's in the receiver. Okay. Let's put a breakpoint here. Okay. Did you actually hit anything yet? Oh crap, I didn't... Oh, that shouldn't matter. I said debug. Yeah. Control R, Control T, debug the test. Why did you go over here? I didn't... Maybe I just said run. I think that's might have been what I did. But it shouldn't have run because it was in debug mode, and benchmark.net doesn't like it when you're in debug mode. Who knows? I'm going to be limited to 30 minutes on this one because I got to go get my kids from school. So I got that going for me. And you're going to just take your sweet old time getting to this one, aren't you? Or did you get there? Oh, there, you're good. Okay, you got there. So the test attribute symbol. No, that's not. What are you giving me back here? You're giving me a named type symbol. I think. Well, it knows that. That's good. But, like, it doesn't tell me anything. It's weird the way it does this in the debugger. Like, it doesn't... It's like non-public members. But, dudes, like, come on. Oh, my God. When did this get all wonky? Stop it. Oh, my God. I can barely grab the thing. Okay. So if it's test attribute symbol name. So it would just be test attribute, but that's that one. Let's do this. Okay. So if I say method symbol get attributes, what is that giving me back? Immutable array, length 1. Well, you know, that's just precious. So it is going to tell me that it is test attribute. Okay. And what else are you going to tell me? Can you tell me what it's containing? Get attributes of 0. That gives you a... What is this giving you? What is this? Attribute data. Well, is there a way to get to the type? No, that's just type. Attribute class assembly. Containing assembly name. And unit framework. Okay. So what we would want to say is, I'm just putting this in my notes, is the type name is equal to test attribute. Okay. The containing assembly name is equal to that. And I wish I had like the full type name. I don't know if I can do that in scope here. Let's do, because I've pulled in the symbol here. with test attribute symbol containing, let's just do namespace. It's framework, but you notice it said NUnit framework. So namespace is NUnit framework. Okay. So if this ever changes, then my code's screwed. That's what I don't like about this. But if I take this off, then I have no choice. I'm going to be able to still do a symbol thing here. I just can't do a symbol equality compare. The comparison I'm going to have to do is to say, if its name is this and the namespace name is this and it's from an assembly this, then we can add it. And for the rest of that, we don't care because well, mostly we're going to have to use string names for the other stuff, but we'll see what we get there in a moment. Okay, so now let's go back into this, and now let's do we're going to keep that there, except it's not going to be a private asset. That is going to go away. This is going to completely go away. And now we're going to break some stuff, okay? So if we come back up here, and we go into this, and we say the receiver, this should now break because it doesn't know what test attribute is, okay? So we're going to take that away, that away, that away, and we're going to say if the method attribute, let's grab the var method attribute type, because that's what we really care about, is equal to method attribute class. I think that's the thing that we're looking for. Yes. Now we can say if method attribute type name is equal to, and we'll hard code this for now. We would probably want these as constants, but if the name is that and the method attribute type containing, didn't I put in as extensions here, the namespace symbol extensions? Yes. Containing namespace get name is equal to, and then what did I say in my notes? This, okay, not that. And the method attribute, not the whole thing here, containing assembly name is equal to, and then the last one was NUnit framework. Okay. I forget where I tab. If those are all true, wait, get out of that. If those are all true, M-I-N, yeah, I am. And I think I need to say that. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to just do this. Okay, and now this goes away. Okay, now if I say Shift F6, there probably is some other errors. Oh, there isn't. There should be, because I have the object model, but not as a private asset. And I'm not even sure why I have this in here now that I think about it. The analyzers and the C# stuff are just for this. The object model is just being referenced normal. If I read this here, again, that's saying consider a generator that creates code that relies upon a package. The generator does not directly use this dependency. It just emits code. The author would add a reference to Newton's JSOF as a public dependency. When the user adds a generator package, it will be referenced automatically. And then you can look to see if the compilation is referencing that assembly. And if it isn't, you can immediately say, no, I can't do this. You need to reference that assembly. But what's a little disconcerting here is that it's not saying any errors. So which is weird, because how would that do not include the generator as a lib dependency? So I get a reference to it. This is not a package. This is just a project. Okay. So I don't know how this is going to work. If I go into my tests here, let's just see if this still works. Okay. It's going to take about 4 seconds, and then it will run. And it fails. Why does it fail? Expected test state sources would. Oh, what? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do I need to reference that. I don't think I need to reference those anymore. I don't think. I think that's what the error was saying. Neither one of those should be referenced, and it's still failing. Contains 3 documents and update 1 doc. I don't know what does that mean? I have no idea. Source generate application expected test state sources with test state generate sources to match updated documents. But test state sources with test state generated sources contains 3 documents and updated documents contains 1 document. I have no clue what that's telling me. Now, this is the code that would be in a given test framework. Okay. This is the output I'm expecting with no diagnostics. The additional references here is interesting because the additional references here, I would imagine that needs to be part of the compilation. But I'm not sure what the hell is going on right now. The resultant code would need to have references to an unit and the object model. I'm now really confused. Oh boy. Those are reference assemblies, but that's the default reference assemblies to use. Yikes. I don't know. I really don't know. Wow. Yeah, it's failing badly now. But it's failing with a message that I have no idea what this is saying. Is it even getting in here? Is it even getting into the receiver? I will say it again. This stuff is just the entry bar is way too high on this one. Wait, what? Fine. Okay. Come on. What'd you get? What'd you get here? Come on. Did you get something? Non-error named type symbol. That's wonderful. What did you get? Nothing. It doesn't know what the hell this is. So it doesn't match. Wait. Oh, I am an idiot. I am an idiot. I just laugh. It's like expecting, it's like the whole sky is falling now. It's fine. What does, I should go back through all my videos, hours of torture, but find all the times where I'm about to say, when I've said this before, should you write unit tests? Yes. Why? Because of exactly this point. I just changed a whole bunch of stuff, ran it, and because I had tests in place, I could easily find out who the idiot was. Me. It's because I had the name wrong. It was an end unit. It was supposed to be test attribute. Now everything works just fine. Okay, so that's great. Great. Thank you. Now, here's the interesting thing. I've been building all this, and I don't think... Why are you, like, gotta... why do you have this little exclamation point here? Like, why put something in a UI if you're not going to explain what it is that it's doing? But here's the thing. If it doesn't work yet, that's okay. We're going to come into not the tests. Yeah. No, that's the testing of the tests, if that made sense. This is the test source generator, right? And we have the analyzers here of in-unit experimental. Yeah, it's not even, this has a reference to that, and it should have that as an object. Yeah, okay. And this has that. This should have a reference to that. Yes, it does. Okay. So this one, we should be good. We don't have to have a reference to the, and that's output item type of analyzer, right? So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to shut down and start up again. Well, that's cute. When opening or building files from untrusted locations. Okay, fine. I mean, I get it. Manage trust settings. Anything that comes from me, that's a bad UI. Automatically. Come back here. Yes, just trust and continue. It didn't come up before. That was weird. Guessing it's some security thing to say, hey, if you're just going to bring in some arbitrary code from a repository, then you know that you need to trust it or something. I don't know. It's about the best thing I can think of. Now, this is the project that should have all the tests, right? So let's say build. And what we should see here, like if I go into this one, we see dependencies on the projects here, like this one, okay? Now it says it succeeded, but if I come into here and I go to analyzers, my test adapter actually worked. So let's look at the executor. Or would you look at that? Would you look at that? That's amazing. I'll be even more amazed if it actually runs. We know .NET tests. Let's come back here and let's say, because I could say run tests here, but we know copy full path. Let's come here and say cd to, you gonna be able to do that? No. cd to, we just want to go into this directory. So we'll just say that. Okay, now we're gonna say .NET test. Let's see what really happens. No test is available. Make sure that the test discovery and executors are registered in platform and framework version settings are appropriate. Try again. Well, not quite. Not quite. That's disappointing, but I don't know why. Let's quick go into ILSpy and see if I go into this directory here and I say bin and I say, I think I'm still in debug 6.0 and I should see test host here. It didn't bark on that. But if I come into experimental test source generator, wait, what project does it think this is? Yeah, in-unit experimental test source generator. What do you actually think is in here? Well, you do have time tests. You do think that there are time tests here. But the actual generated types, I'm not seeing. Even though, if I come back over here, it is saying I'm generating these. I mean, you saw these here. It's doing it. It wasn't doing it before. I am looking at the right thing, right? Yeah, okay. So it's finding everything. They're public, it's all good, but it's not ending up in the assembly here. And I'm not sure why. It should, but okay. I'm at my time. We're going to have to do another episode. I'm going to have to figure out where this is not being included because it definitely should be. So there's a reason why. We'll figure it out. Thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.